What a way to begin the new Premier League season. Fulham and Chelsea produced a thrilling West London derby at Craven Cottage, with Chelsea eventually coming away with a dramatic 3-2 victory. This was not a prediction. We already know how the match unfolded, and today we are breaking down the football that produced that result, the attacking movements, the defensive weaknesses, the key individual performances, and the moments that changed the game. Chelsea's goals came from Joe Pedro in the first minute, Morgan Rogers in the 41st minute, and Cole Palmer in the 49th minute. Fulham responded through Joshua King in the 23rd minute and Gonzalo Garcia in the 54th minute. So let's go through this fascinating match. The perfect start, Joe Pedro. The match had barely started when Chelsea immediately showed what they wanted to do. After only around half a minute, Chelsea moved the ball forward quickly. Cole Palmer was involved in the build-up, and Joe Pedro attacked the space behind the Fulham defense. The Brazilian received the ball, broke through, and calmly lifted his finish over Bernd Leno. Fulham 0, Chelsea 1. It was an outstanding start for Chelsea and an early demonstration of the danger of their attacking structure. The important detail was not simply the finish. Chelsea attacked vertically. Instead of slowly building possession, they recognized the space behind Fulham's defensive line and immediately exploited it. For Fulham, conceding so early created an uncomfortable situation. They had to recover mentally while also trying to prevent Chelsea's attackers from gaining confidence. In Chelsea's front three, Joe Pedro, Cole Palmer, and Morgan Rogers looked increasingly dangerous as the first half developed. Fulham responded Joshua King, but Fulham did not collapse. Instead, Alvaro Arbeloa's side gradually grew into the game. Chelsea had the early momentum, but Fulham began finding opportunities to attack the spaces around Chelsea's defense. Their persistence was rewarded in the 23rd minute. Joshua King found the equalizer, making it 1-1. Suddenly, the entire match changed. Chelsea's early advantage disappeared, and Fulham were now playing with confidence. This was an important tactical lesson from the match. Chelsea's attacking quality was obvious, but their defensive structure was not always as secure. The Blues could create danger at one end, but Fulham were capable of creating problems at the other. That made this much more than a simple Chelsea victory. It became a contest between Chelsea's attacking creativity and Fulham's ability to expose defensive weaknesses. Chelsea take control again, Morgan Rogers. As the first half approached its conclusion, Chelsea began to regain control. Cole Palmer continued to influence the game, while Maxence Lacroix became an important figure in the build-up. Then came the moment for Morgan Rogers. In the 41st minute, Chelsea worked the ball into the Fulham penalty area, and Rogers finished the move to put Chelsea back in front. Fulham 1, Chelsea 2. For Rogers, this was a particularly significant moment. It was his Chelsea debut, and scoring in a Premier League derby immediately gave the performance another dimension. But beyond the individual achievement, the goal demonstrated Chelsea's attacking variety. Joe Pedro could threaten the space behind the defense. Palmer could create between the lines. Rogers could attack from another position and arrive in dangerous areas. That combination made Chelsea extremely difficult to defend. Chelsea went into halftime leading 2-1, but the match was far from finished. Second half, Palmer makes it 3-1. Chelsea started the second half with the same attacking intent. And just 4 minutes after the restart, Cole Palmer produced one of the defining moments of the match. Chelsea transitioned forward through Joe Pedro and Rogers, and Palmer found the space he needed. The Chelsea number 10 remained composed and finished past Leno. Fulham 1, Chelsea 3. This goal was important because it gave Chelsea a 2-goal cushion. Palmer was not simply finishing chances. His movement, creativity, and ability to combine with Joe Pedro and Rogers made him one of the central figures in Chelsea's performance. After an injury hit previous season, this was the type of display Chelsea supporters wanted to see from their attacking leader. Palmer scored 1 goal and was also involved in the opening goal, while his overall influence was constant. Fulham refused to give up. Gonzalo Garcia at 3-1. Chelsea looked to have established control, but Fulham immediately responded. Only 5 minutes after Palmer's goal, Gonzalo Garcia pulled one back for the hosts. Fulham 2, Chelsea 3. The goal changed the atmosphere completely. Suddenly, Chelsea's 2-goal advantage was reduced to 1. Gonzalo Garcia reacted quickest after a dangerous Fulham attack, and his finish gave Fulham genuine belief that they could still rescue something from the match. This was another example of Chelsea's defensive vulnerability. Robert Sanchez had already experienced some difficult moments, and Fulham continued to test him. The match therefore developed into a fascinating contrast. Chelsea were producing excellent attacking football, But Fulham kept finding opportunities because the visitors could not completely control the defensive side of the game. The final stages, Chelsea under pressure, the final stages were tense. Chelsea had the lead, but Fulham were pushing forward. The home side continued looking for an equalizer, and Chelsea were forced to defend deeper at certain moments. This is where the character of the visitors became important. Instead of continuing to attack recklessly, Chelsea increasingly had to manage the game. Xabi Alonso introduced fresh players, including Enzo Fernandez, Pedro Neto, Giovanni Quenda, and Estevao as the match progressed. Those changes helped Chelsea maintain energy during a difficult final period. Fulham had opportunities. Anthony Robinson came close to producing a major moment, while Robert Sanchez had to remain alert. Chelsea also had a late effort ruled out for offside, meaning the visitors could not completely relax until the final whistle. And when the referee finally ended the contest, Chelsea had survived. Fulham 2, Chelsea 3. Tactical analysis. So what does this match actually tell us? First, Chelsea's attack is extremely exciting. Joe Pedro, Morgan Rogers, and Cole Palmer all scored. That is significant because Chelsea did not rely on one player to carry the attacking responsibility. Joe Pedro provided movement and finishing. Rogers offered direct running and attacking aggression. Palmer provided creativity, intelligence, and composure. Together, they created constant problems for Fulham. The second major point is Chelsea's ability to transition quickly. The opening goal is the perfect example. Chelsea recovered the ball and immediately looked forward. Instead of allowing Fulham's defense to reorganize, they attacked the space before it disappeared. That kind of vertical football can be extremely effective, but there is another side to the analysis. Chelsea's defense was not convincing throughout the entire match. Fulham scored twice and created enough opportunities to make the final minutes uncomfortable. The Blues conceded goals after moments when their defensive organization was vulnerable, and Robert Sanchez also experienced an inconsistent evening. That is probably the biggest area Chelsea will want to improve. What about Fulham? Despite the defeat, Fulham showed plenty of positive signs. They conceded almost immediately, but they recovered. They fell behind again before halftime, but they continued fighting. Then, after going 3-1 down, they responded within 5 minutes. That mentality is important. Joshua King provided the first response, while Gonzalo Garcia's goal gave the home side another lifeline. Fulham also showed that Chelsea could be hurt when the visitors were forced into defensive situations. The problem was that Fulham could not consistently turn those moments into a third goal. And against a team possessing attackers of Chelsea's quality, allowing 3 goals ultimately proved too costly. The biggest talking points, there are several major conclusions from this match. Number 1, Joe Pedro made an immediate impact. Scoring within the opening minute was the perfect way to begin his Chelsea campaign. Number 2, Morgan Rogers announced himself. Scoring on his Premier League debut for Chelsea in a London derby is a memorable beginning. Number 3, Cole Palmer looked back to his influential best. A goal, involvement in another, and constant creative danger made him arguably the most influential attacking player on the pitch. Number 4, Chelsea still have defensive questions. Winning 3-2 is positive, but conceding twice and allowing Fulham to create late pressure shows that there is still work to do. And number 5, Fulham should not be judged only by the final score. They demonstrated resilience, attacking ambition, and the ability to punish Chelsea when opportunities appeared. Final verdict, ultimately, Chelsea deserved their 3-2 victory because they produced the greater attacking quality and repeatedly created decisive moments. But this was not a flawless performance. It was an entertaining, aggressive, and sometimes chaotic display. Chelsea's attacking trio provided the difference. Joe Pedro struck almost immediately. Morgan Rogers restored the lead.